Most of your RVers are going to waste the end of the year. You're going to waste your spring. You're not even going to realize what has happened to you. Between the holidays, cold weather, you're watching football, basketball, all this stuff, and your camper's just sitting. And then spring is going to hit. You're going to be stressed out and wondering, why in the heck did I prep a little earlier? Today, guys, we're going to keep it simple. Here's a few things to do before spring hits to keep your camping season way easier. First things first, and this is where you're going to screw up, and you've already screwed up if you haven't done it. Book your campsites early. Guys, you always want to know why we go to these nice new resorts. We go to the new ones that nobody knows about so we can get in. Because, you know, we procrastinate like the rest of y'all, and we have trouble getting in. So if you want to go camping and go somewhere cool, like the Florida coast or a state park, if you want to go state park, you're done too late for this year, maybe toward the end of the year. But if you want to go to the Florida coast or some of these nice new resorts, you got to book them early because all the good stuff fills up really quick. Let's not even talk about Anchor Down. That's one of our favorite campgrounds. Can't even get into the daggone thing. You know why? Because we haven't booked it this year. Maybe we should book it for 2029. I don't know, whatever. One big reason anymore that you got to book them early is if you look, I am at this huge storage unit. There's this building, there's a building behind it, there's two buildings over there, campers on both sides. Yeah, you heard me, campers on both sides. They're everywhere. Everybody likes to camp now. And so because everybody likes to camp, they all go to the parks. It just makes it harder to get into. So they fill up fast, and I know I'm kind of joking around, but seriously, start thinking about your year. The Ravens got beat. They're not in the playoffs anymore. So now you can go book your campsites and start thinking about having fun with your family. What's the thing is, like, once the school schedule is like, all of Kentucky is on the same spring break, pretty much. So, you know, and if you go to the coast, especially here, I don't know what it is, but everybody goes to the panhandle of Florida or the Gulf Shores, Alabama. So if you're trying to camp down there, you just go down with your buddies. But if you wait too long, you're not going to camp next to your buddy.
Well, spring break's already full.
Yeah, it probably is already full. So fall break, October, you can probably get into a campground because they only let some reservations go 6 months out ahead, I think. So I know it's Christmas has just went through and things that you probably just spend all your money on all your kids and them little ungrateful assholes. You know, one great thing, and me and Valley kind of go through this, we book out most of our year in January or December or January, but one great thing to keep in mind is most campgrounds don't want the full payment for the week right up front. So a lot of times you can book your campground, pay your deposit, kind of set your stuff up. And then, you know, as you get a little further into the year and a little further away from Christmas, you know, you have time to kind of replenish your check-ins accounts and get your sites booked. And just don't wait till the last minute, because when you wait till the last minute, it just makes everything way stressful. And then you say, oh, you know what, guys, we're going to Clearwater, Florida. Maybe there's a Clearwater, Arkansas. Because that's where you can go. So you just get your, you know, kind of look through, get your stuff booked early. Make sure you have yourself set up, especially if you're on a school schedule like we are, because it's really hard because you only get from basically the middle of May to August to get all your trips in. And then once we get to August, it's hot. You don't really want to go anywhere anyway. So get her done early. Enjoy your summer. Number 2, schedule your warranted repairs and all your repairs you want done early. As you guys saw a few weeks ago, we had 36 hours in Indiana to get a lot done, but that's not the only thing I've done. And one of the big things that people look over, and I'll show you some B-roll, is make sure you get your wheel bearings packed, especially if you're like us and you travel a lot. That's one thing, because you don't think about it because they don't have trouble with them until you have trouble with them. And when you have trouble with them, then it's big trouble. Now, I will say not everybody has the same truck and RV that we do, and I get it. Not everybody's cool like we are, but I will say that everybody's maintenance schedule is a little different, but most of your wheel bearings, if you look on your paperwork, is every 5,000 miles or once a year. You know, and if you pull your camper from your house to the lake and you leave your camper at the lake all year, not that big of a deal. But if you're pulling it like we are, get your wheel bearings repacked. So one thing I did when I had my bearings done is I went on and I picked up an extra set of wheel bearings. So I got wheel bearings, and these are the races that the bearing rides in that goes inside your hubs and all that stuff. So I was there, why not pick them up while you're there, and then you have them, and then if you have trouble, you got them. But you just don't want to take a bearing with no grease in it. So what we're going to do real quick is, I got this handy dandy little thing from E-Trailer, and we're going to go ahead and pack these bearings full of grease. Again, thinking ahead of yourself, like, you know, trying to keep you from having major issues on the road. Nobody wants to have trouble, and if you have trouble, you need to be ready for trouble. Which is funny, is because, like, when I was thinking about and I've been having this conversation with the guys on the base camp, it's like, what is your biggest fear? And a lot of this stuff is a big fear until you've experienced, and then if you're ready, it's out of the way. So what we're going to do, this little thing here just pushes grease into the bearing. I got to get it full of grease first. When you put grease in your grease bearings, make sure you're using a wheel bearing grease or a high temperature grease, something that it will take the heat and the water. So once you get this thing, and this is way better. Used to, you would take a grease and you would and pack them in. That's how I grew up doing it. And I seen this thing, I'm like, this is pretty cool. Now that I got this thing packed full of grease, I'm gonna throw it in a Ziploc bag, and I'm gonna throw it in my toolbox. And if I have a wheel bearing go out on the side of the road, guess what I got ready to go? I got a bearing to go. And one other thing I would say is if you're maintenance your trailer, get the road ready logbook. Pretty handy for this stuff to make sure you know what you got going on. Ew, that looks like a fairly packed bearing. I see some gaps in there, but that's all right. But what I did is I got me just one of Valerie's, don't tell her, I stole one of her Ziploc bags. I'm gonna throw this bearing in there. There it goes. But one thing I look at, and I haven't done it yet, is I need to go ahead and replace all my batteries for my air pressure sensors, I'm sorry. And then I just kind of get in here, look at my tires, make sure they're wearing like they're supposed to. I still need to get in here and grease all my wet bolts that I put in last year. That's still on the list of things to do this year. Haven't done that yet. My grease gun's at the house, or I do it today. So the little things like that, you know, we make an appointment pretty early every year at the factory for any kind of repairs that we need to get done. That way we're doing that when we're not camping, try to get as much of that stuff out of the way as possible. I'm telling you, if you wait till last minute, you're not going to get in. So make sure you get that done early. The third thing you want to do is this when you do your upgrades. Any kind of upgrade you want to get done, you do that after your maintenance. But here we are, I'm going to show you a few upgrades that I've done. I've got one big one I'm not going to show you yet because that's a whole different video. But I'm going to show you this one here. We wanted one of these ever since we sold our Class A diesel pusher, and we have room for it. So we put in a MORryde slide tray, and I'm pretty excited about this. And then what's really cool about this one is the one we had in our camper would only slide so much one way or the other one. This one kind of goes both directions the same. So awesome, and a big thank you to E-Trailer for partnering with us on this. Super excited about it, and it's going to make our life a little bit easier, help us stay a little more organized. And believe me, being organized while you're camping,
so much easier. And I'm so excited about this one, even though we're losing the ability, we think, to put those e-bikes in the totes.
But we solved that problem with the Harbor Freight cargo net and the Swagman bike bag we got from E-Trailer.
Yes, so we are. But it's like, you got to give some, you got to take some, right? Like, it's give and take.
Well, when I set this one in here,
I did miss it. I did miss this from having the Class A.
So I still got a little more figuring out to do. But when I set this in there, if you notice, I set this one kind of a little more forward, mainly because we have those, Valerie calls them her director's chairs, which one of them is right behind her, but it's a chair on wheels.
Oh, yes, my director chair.
And then in the back here where all of our stuff is, which I'm going to get to here in a second, we normally keep our rocking chairs on this side. So I'm not sure how that's going to work out, but I think it's going to be fine. I've got stuff, you know, to kind of figure out yet. I was hoping to hang them on this board, but I don't know that that's going to work yet. So I got to kind of figure that out. But that's one of the upgrades we did. And as you guys know, a while back, we upgraded trucks. Not because we wanted to, but because Ram couldn't figure it out. So I went with the Pace Aero retractable bed cover. This is a big upgrade for us because when we go, a lot of times we take our pit boss, our little mini pit boss stove, or an extra bike. And one thing I wanted on the bed cover was I wanted to be able to put it in different spots. So like I could pull it out and you'll hear it click, and that's as far in as it will go. So as we hook up to our camper and put our bikes in there, we can pull it out one more spot, and it keeps our grill and our bikes out of the weather. Everything's dirty right now because it rained last night, but this one locks, which is kind of cool. It kind of slides back out of the way. And so if you want to pull it all the way forward, now you got a trunk. So, and then to open it, it's not a big deal, just, and it's open.
It's like a tape measure. Watch your fingers.
I hadn't thought about it that way. And one other upgrade that we've done to this truck, because me and Valerie are old and we're both not very tall, is we got up with E-Trailer and did the Weston step bars. And I like these bars because they don't use the OBD port like the amp bars do. They have a sensor right here in the door frame. Okay. See it?
Yep.
And then there's one right here on the door, right here.
Okay.
And when you close your door, it makes contact and they go in. And you can turn them on and off, which is also pretty nice.
Very good, very nice. Very nice.
You know, I'm just getting a few of those upgrades done. When we go camping, like I don't mind to jump in the truck, But when we went to Indiana, we didn't have running boards on, and it was a lot for us by the time we got home, jumping in and out, all the driving we were doing. So that was kind of nice. So those are the upgrades, and a huge shout out to eTrailer for hooking us up on that. Just so you know, I bought those running boards, so y'all be like, don't sell out. I didn't sell it. I paid for that shit myself. But saying that, I am incredibly grateful for our sponsors, and eTrailer, thank you for sponsoring this video. They are fantastic. Customer service is the best, and if you have issues, trust me, they will help you out and hook you up.
Okay, the next thing we want to prepare for is preparing the things inside the camper. Now, I'm not going to go through my whole camper, so don't worry. We have a slide pulled in because we're in our storage unit. But you want to make sure you have the things ready to go for the next camping season, like towels, of course, bath towels, shampoos, things like that. Stuff you probably already have in your RV, but also in the kitchen. You want to make sure your kitchen is well stocked with the things that are important, the must-haves, not necessarily the nice-to-haves. So it's probably a good idea to go ahead and get rid of the things that you know you don't use, you haven't used in a camping season or two, or maybe it's just causing a lot of clutter in your kitchen space. Go ahead and get that stuff out now so that when camping season comes along, you've got the things that are important and the things that aren't going to clutter your mental capacity, so your trip just becomes easier all around. Some of those things for me are as simple as a toaster oven, a coffee pot for sure, things like little sandwich baggies and storage baggies, trash bags for sure, tin foil, or foil as Jarrett likes to call it. Ooh, and things like this. One thing I use that is definitely a must-have, some of you may have seen this before, is my picnic caddy, okay? And this thing just pops up. You can get it on Amazon. We'll put it in our Amazon store. But something like this is great, and this folds down, is because when you are cooking outside, you can put all your kitchen things in it, condiments, whatever, paper towels, and carry it with you outside in 1 or 2 fell swoops. Instead of like having a tray and everything spilling and you're falling down the stairs. Yeah, this thing's great.
That's not what fell swoop means.
There we go.
The cool thing about that thing, though, all jokes aside, is, and as you camp, and especially if you're new to camping, is you look for things that fold down in the smaller things.
Yeah, collapsible things are great. Things I also like to make sure I have is my paper plates stocked, which yes, I do carry some plasticware, you know, a few plastic plates. We might have 4 or 6, but I'm not always wanting to do dishes. Remember, I don't care for a dishwasher. I'd rather just buy paper plates, part-timers, you know? We like to keep things simple. But I always like to make sure those are stocked, which currently I have none. I have some bowls, but I don't have paper plates. So that's something I'm going to have to mark off my checklist. So things like this, your coffee mugs, get down to the nitty gritty, however many are necessary. How many are necessary, Jarrett?
2.
Exactly. 1 for me and 1 for you. And you can wash it each day. That's it.
And if you're going to come over and have coffee with us, bring your own mug.
BYOM. Also things like your Tupperware. You know, you probably, if you've been camping before and your camper's already stocked, you probably already have the Tupperware you like to use for leftovers and whatever. And so you don't need to restock that. But just like a quick look and make sure it's not like too much. See these? This is something I'm probably going to take out and just get rid of. Why? Because I thought they were cutesy and I bought them for ice cream. And the truth is, I'm probably not going to use them again. So.
Well, and if you kept them, you would really only need 3.
We only need 2.
3.
Maybe 3.
In case Olivia comes.
But they're not really a problem. The point was, clean out the stuff you know you're not going to use and keep the stuff that's important. Now, if you don't know what's important, we do have a free checklist that you can download, and it's always in the links below. And it's called our must-have checklist. Mine is probably older, so don't go by what you see here, but this has been taped here forever. And each time we get ready to pack for a trip, I come in here and just kind of eyeball and just, you know, give it a quick look over and make sure I have these things in the camper. So if you want to download that, that's free. Another thing that's going to keep your meal planning and your grocery shopping in check and organized so your trips are stress-free and a lot simpler, you guys should totally check out RV Kitchen Companion. Hey guys, just a quick interruption to say that if you have not yet tried the RV Kitchen Companion that I put together, you need to check the link below. It is full of over 70 recipes that I hand selected that are perfect for RVers, okay? Whether you're going on a weekend trip or a full week. I've also got meal plans in there, so if you don't want to think about what's to eat, you can choose from my hand selected recipes, plug them in to the meal prep sheets and the grocery sheets, and pack your fridge, perfectly so there is no overpacking, underpacking, or wasting food. At least we're gonna attempt to not do those things, okay? Because I know how rough it is. Packing the fridge for a trip is a chore, and believe me, I feel you. This is a tried and true plan that I have used for years, and I finally put it together so you guys can utilize it too. We already have proven success with other RVers. You can watch the testimonials on the page that you're gonna see when you click the link below. I'm so excited for you guys to try this because I truly think it's gonna help you along on your trips. Now, before you get carried away and think, well, what if I don't like your recipes? That's okay. You can plug in your own recipes into these meal plan sheets and grocery sheets and prepping sheets, and it's gonna work for you just as well. Check it out in the link below. I'm excited to share it with you, and I know it's gonna make your trips a whole lot smoother.
The next thing you want to do is purge your underbelly. Purge your stuff that you carry, because we all have stuff. The games, the chairs, all the other good stuff. And believe it or not, this is everything that goes in our underbelly, minus like my sewer hose and things like that, which my sewer hoses are tucked up underneath the camper. Nice and neat out of the way. But this is pretty much all of our underbelly stuff. And guess what? We don't use all this stuff. And so I'm gonna pare it down.
Not every trip anyway.
So on our next camping trip in the spring, I'm probably not going to take this orange fan. I'm just saying, you know, it's probably going to be cold. And there's some things in like...
It doesn't look like that much once it's out of the camper.
No.
But y'all have seen it when it's packed. It's pretty full.
Yeah, so like this basketball, we've had this for 2 years.
That basketball is coming with us. I told you I might need to shoot some hoop.
It's going to get Wilsoned.
No, no.
It's going to get Wilsoned.
Wilson.
Like it's flat, it's cold.
Spalding.
So, but like when I'm gonna go through here, like there's one tote, if I can get to it, that I have carried for 2 years, and
That's my tent. It's coming.
I'm not saying it's not. Well, I'm just gonna show you, like,
Those are my chair covers. They're coming. Those are must-haves. Seriously, check our Amazon store. Those are the best things we talked about we bought in 2025.
she loves her chair covers, which is fine, but like this thing here, we used like twice a year.
I know.
Doesn't really need to go.
Well, it's not like it takes up that much space.
It all takes up space.
Does that take up space?
And everything takes up space.
It is kind of awkward.
Starlink poles, which I have a bag for at the house. But like this guy here, I have carried this in every camper that we have owned.
Yeah, you're right.
And we've used it like 3 times.
But we're fixing to use it some more this year. Well, I would like to. I know, guys, the struggle is real. And look how flat it is. Come on, honey.
It is flat, I give you that. So we got some weights for the tent.
Yeah, I wish we didn't have to take those.
And then an awning mat that we never use.
Yeah, I wish we didn't have to take that either. But sometimes you do. It depends on the weather.
We use this guy all the time. It's our little folding table.
Yep.
So that will make...
Carrying cases on its last leg.
Yes. This is a 100% gotta have one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this
Pop
is
up
like,
trash can.
Yeah, it's like the first thing I buy for every camper. But I'm trying to get down to like this tote here in the bottom, because this is gonna be my purge tote.
It's our cooking table.
Yep. This here is like, for me, it's like my extension cord, extra surge protector, a 50 amps extension cord. Thank you, Sun Outdoors Key West. This tote here, this is going to be my purge tote. Come here. Well, this has ridden around in the front of this camper since I've had it, and there's like just little things like I never use.
Yeah.
Like these bungee cords, I will take them out of this tote and put them in the camper, but like we've used these things like 2 or 3 times in 2 years. And we normally don't camp somewhere where I need this stuff. So kind of my goal is to go through all this and get it back in the bay. I'm not going to show you doing that because quite honestly, you'll click off if I do. So, but I just kind of want to talk to you about it. But with the more I trade, I'm gonna be able to kind of organize some of this stuff that doesn't get to go camping with us is gonna go in this tote and stay in here. And the great thing about being part-timers, a lot of the stuff we don't have to take because we just take what we need for the trip.
Okay, so can I go warm up in the car? Yeah. Or do you need me to help you?
I don't need you. Don't need you.
Music to my frozen ears, my frostbit ears. Okay, he'll be done in just a second.
Good news, it all fits. I've got one more chair to put in right there, and then this is everything we pretty much camp with. I do have a pack out box that's in the back of my truck that's got a jack, man packs and stuff in it. That will go in the middle there. It's in my truck because I'm going to Texas next week and I'm pulling a trailer, and that's my trailer oh shit box. So not this trailer, so I'm leaving that in my truck. But outside of that, everything fit well. Like I said, I got one more chair. All my stuff is in, and I feel like it's pretty well organized. There's a couple things. I'm gonna get a couple more of these little red totes here for some odd and end things I can stack right here. And then I got a bag for my Starling pole. And outside of that, I mean, it's good to go. We're almost ready to go camping. If you're looking for more easy RV system, stress-free camping ideas, make sure you like and subscribe. Also, come hang out with us at base camp. That link is in the description below. See you on our next adventure. Most RVers will waste the end of the year, early spring.
Nope.
Most RVers waste the end of the year or the spring going into early months.
Just be yourself.
Not getting ready to go camping.
Let me.
End of the year, you're gonna waste your spring.
Nope.